Shut the door? Okay. Doesn't matter. Um, so, all right, I guess I'll start. So, how do you view strangers, people, when you're walking by? What do you think about them? Do you say anything to them? Do you give them one of these? Do you, do you just put down your eyes and try not to look at them so you don't have to do anything towards them? But it's weird to think about that every single passerby or every single person that you've ever seen in your entire life has an individual life that's just as complex as yours, and they can teach you so many things, but yet you'll never see them again in your life. That kind of blew my mind. Like, just thinking about how complex everybody is and how we can all affect each other in some way. So, when I heard about this experiencing, I thought it was kind of stupid, honestly, because I was like, I'm 18, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what to do with this freedom, so I kind of just did something that seemed easy to me. So I was thinking about people and how to interact with them better, so I decided to go to a homeless shelter. Come on, Andrew. So I went to this place called The Crossing, and it was pretty cool, but it was pretty funny because you're supposed to serve food to the homeless people, but I didn't even get to do that. I just made the food, so I actually didn't even get to interact with any homeless people, so it kind of defeated the purpose of why I went. But as I was working in the kitchen, I realized that the people working there basically were ex-homeless people. I guess that's what you would call them. And I wondered how they got this job, so I started talking to one of these guys, and he was like, oh, the Crossing provides us with a job, and they provide us with housing, and after a long time or a while, they'll help us get our license. And I thought that was cool because I think, personally, the best way to help people is, it's nice, very nice to give things to people, but something that's even better is to teach them something. The phrase that we say all the time is, feed a man a fish and he's good for a day, but you teach a man a fish and he's good for his life. And I think that's a powerful thing. And these men were just so thankful to have work and so thankful in general to have the life that they had and gone through the experience they went through. And I kind of wondered how they were this positive and how I could gain their virtues. And I realized something about them and how they changed is how important time is. If you think about it, what do we really have without time? We can't build relationships. We can't talk to our family. We can't do anything. We can't pursue our dreams, pursue our goals, pursue anything in general, because we can't do anything without time. So I just kind of thought, why do we take time for granted then? And the conclusion that I came, at least to for myself, was that that's the only thing we know. We don't know a life without time. We live in a place, or just in a world that's everything revolves around time. You have to do this at this time, do this. So I didn't think of a life without time. But taking time for granted can be pretty dangerous, in my opinion, because it can make us kind of robotic, I guess, because we get used to the same routines. We get used to doing things just the way we do them. Even if we don't like doing them, we just keep doing them because we're very comfortable doing them. And if you like what you're doing, then that's great. But I feel like a lot of people who don't enjoy what they're doing just stay with it because it's comfortable. And that's just letting fear run your life. Fear in my opinion, is all in your mind. And people are the most afraid of things that they're very uncomfortable of. For example, if you want to go start a business, write a book, do this or that, you hold yourself back because you're afraid. And you're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of failure. It just holds you back. Oh my gosh. But so basically, I just thought, why do we let our fear hold us back? No matter how old you think the earth is, young or billions of years old, we don't have a lot of time on this earth. We don't have a lot of time to make an impact. We don't have a lot of time to pursue our dreams, to kindle relationships, to be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. So I just think that it's important to do what you can now before you can't do it anymore. We have to live in the present. Think about the now. A lot of us like to live in the past because the past experiences seemed a lot better than they are now, and they like to think of the future. But the only time that you're guaranteed on this earth is now. So if you want to change something in your life, whether it be pursuing a dream or just simple thing as being nicer to people or running more, do it now. It might take hard work and it might take steps, like many steps to achieve it, but you should do it, because if you let your life be run by fear, it holds you back from what you can truly be, in my opinion. And living a life in fear and not living uncomfortably sometimes can leave you with a lot of regret. And a life with regrets is, as I view it, just very, sometimes it can be unfulfilling, because when you get old, you might regret not forgiving this person. You might regret not loving your family more. You might regret not talking to this person. You might regret not pursuing your dreams. You might regret this, that, anything. So just try to live a life that you are not comfortable in, because sometimes the greatest bliss and the greatest happiness can live on the other side of fear. And sometimes you have to conquer your fear in order to achieve that. So, yeah, time. Okay, next, for my next experience, I guess, it was more of a professional one. So I decided to pick business because business is one of the broadest things in the world, and it works with money, and we all like money, don't we? So I just thought about that, and about entrepreneurship really interested me, because you can achieve anything with hard work. For example, there was these couple guys who worked in a garage on some computers for a while, and they kept working at it and kept working at it and kept trying to get people to believe in their product as much as they believed in their product. And over time, that computer company began to build and build and build, and now it's Apple. And that's insane to me. Like, just how hard work can propel you to greatness. But the danger with having that much money and having that much power is you can get consumed by it. You can get corrupted by your power in a way. So let me find my note card about power. 1 second. Geez. All right. Okay. Found it. So basically, I just said power can make you be greedy and stuff like that, but power can also influence what type of leader you are. So So I believe to be a good leader, you should be confident in yourself and confident in your abilities. And you should be confident in what you believe. If you believe something is right and just, you can't budge on it. You can't let people push you around, because that's how you let people just walk all over you and nobody will respect you. That's what I think, in my opinion. So a quote by Sun Tzu is, "A good commander is benevolent and not concerned with fame." So I think that if you use your power for your own good, then it doesn't really do anything. It's just selfish. It doesn't impact anyone. But using your power to help others is selfless, and being selfless is a good characteristic of being a good leader, in my opinion. And as I was saying earlier, like, making just decisions always won't be the most popular decisions, but you just have to stay grounded. I believe that a good leader treats their people and their enemies with the same respect and tries to understand them instead of just not understand them at all, I guess. Okay. Do I need this anymore? No, I don't need that. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I believe that a bad leader lets power corrupt them in a way, because a bad leader basically likes to constrict their people and control them and not allow them to be individuals and be creative. And a bad leader uses fear to influence their people. For example, Joseph Stalin. How do you think he stayed in power for so long? He was effective with his fear, but that's not how you should be a leader. And being a leader who controls with fear doesn't last very long. You last for a very minute amount of time, because people eventually realize that they don't need to be controlled by you. And I believe that if a leader feels like they need to control people, they are kind of insecure in their ability to lead, because it's really easy to make people fear you and make them fear your consequences. But it's pretty hard to be a loving leader, because sometimes people just won't agree with you in general. One second. And sometimes people use fear to controllers because they feel weak. If you've never had people respect you in your life and you finally have this control of them, you're going to relish in it, because you finally feel like you have control of your life and you finally feel like someone respects you. So that's why it's so good to be confident in yourself and your abilities, basically. And there's a difference between confidence and arrogance, and I'll cover that later. I think okay, I'll just throw this one away. So basically, I believe that God sent us the example of a perfect leader. Jesus was a fantastic leader, in my opinion. He loved his people, and his people loved him, and he accepted anyone that came to him, because he knows that we're all broken, and we all have mistakes, and it's just good to understand that, I guess. And yeah, okay. So then my final lesson is I don't know if it was from the first experience or the second experience or just from looking at myself. It's the importance of being humble. And I feel like it's very important to be humble. Because if you go about your way with pride and go out to people and be like, look at this, look what I did, look how amazing I am, you know what that does? Absolutely nothing. It does nothing for you. Well, might make you feel better about yourself, but it does nothing for them. And honestly, they're probably not going to care about it if you're being all cocky all the time. So, but being humble, you can be confident in yourself. You can be confident in the things you do, and you don't tell people how great you are, you show them. Because people that are humble and secure in themselves don't need to tell people that they're great. They know that they can be great. And that's another thing about being humble, is when you have pride and you let it take your mind over, basically, you become blind to others' abilities. You think that your way is good in some instances and their way is bad. But in a way, with having pride, you kind of limit yourself, because if you think you're the greatest but you're not, then you're just deceiving yourself. If you think there's a verse in Galatians that says, if you think you are something when you are nothing, you're just deceiving yourself. You can't think that you're the greatest thing out there, because you begin to idolatrize yourself. I know that's not a word, but you get what I'm saying. You begin to put yourself on the same level as God, kind of. But being humble is good, because you know that there's always something that's better than you. And it can give you, depending on how you look at it, it can give you motivation to become the greatest. It gives you the motivation to work hard, because you know that you might never be the greatest, but you know you became the best you could be at something or some subject. 1 second. And being humble is also important, because in being humble, you know that your way might not be the best way sometimes, in just some instances. And if you listen to someone who's different than you and has different ideas and different views than you, that might be good, because you might learn something about them, or you might learn something about yourself, or you might come away with something new. So, it's just important to be humble so you can really not limit yourself and just be great. So I have a little story that I have to tell. It's a little like Indian parable, I guess. So you have two sides within you. You have one wolf who represents love, compassion, empathy, just being humble, and things of that sort. And then you have another side. You have arrogance, pride, fear, limiting yourself, and things like that. But the thing that really matters is, with the two wolves within you, let's just call them the two wolves, you can choose what you want to be. You can choose to be good or evil. And I think that it's very important to treat people how you want to be treated, because why would you want to live your life making people afraid of you and causing pain and causing anger, when you could be loving people and understanding them and helping them have meaning in your life? It's just all about choice, I guess.